Hi, David here once more, coming at you on behalf of BeInCrypto. Today, we're going to take a look at the landscape of cryptocurrency mining in 2021 and ask the question, should you think about getting involved? Along the way, we'll discuss basically what mining is and take a look at various ways to approach it currently. More specifically, in this video we'll be covering solo mining, mining pools, cloud mining, and furthermore, we'll discuss some coins that are popular or profitable to mine, some even for beginners. So what are we waiting for? Let's get into the wild world of cryptocurrency mining. First off, let's explain exactly what cryptocurrency mining is. If you've been following our videos, we've definitely discussed this before, for example in our video dedicated to cloud mining, so be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't already. However, for those who aren't aware, cryptocurrency mining is basically a process where computers effectively compete to solve complex cryptographic problems, and in doing so, both secure the blockchain itself as well as generate Bitcoin or a similar cryptocurrency. Mining is basically the cornerstone of how proof-of-work networks function. The pros are that it's extremely secure and almost impossible to hack or manipulate unless the size of the network is extremely small. The negatives include the fact that it takes fairly powerful and specific hardware, and as a result is highly energy intensive. This both creates a notable barrier for new users as well as fuels the debate around the environmental impact of these assets. It has definitely been a major point of contention as of late and makes a case for cryptocurrencies that use proof of stake instead. However, that isn't what this video is about. Given that there are still plenty of options out there for doing proof-of-work mining, let's explore what they are and examine the benefits. There are in fact a variety of different ways that users can approach mining crypto. There are pros and cons for each, and one size won't fit all. First off, there's doing it yourself. This usually means either setting up a reasonably powerful personal computer or specifically building what's known as a mining rig. A mining rig is a whole array of GPUs all working together as one system, and they can get basically as big as a user can afford to build or manage. There are also highly specialized mining computers called ASIC miners that can be purchased from a variety of vendors. ASIC stands for Application-Specific Integrated Circuit, as these machines are built to be the most efficient at performing the exact types of calculations used in mining algorithms. Some coins are specifically ASIC resistant, as the ones that can be mined this way have largely become dominated by these types of machines, meaning if you don't have the capital to buy them, it's unlikely you'll be able to be profitable. To some extent, this does highlight one of the issues surrounding proof-of-work mining in general, and that is the tendency for these inherently decentralized networks to become centralized due to the relatively few entities who can afford to build and maintain the majority of miners. Here again, it's an important discussion, but also outside of the scope of our video. The truth is, ASIC mining is certainly an option, but we're guessing most of our viewers don't have thousands of dollars up front to invest in this equipment, so we'll move on for now. Next up, there's mining from your regular computer's CPU or GPU. Again, depending on your system and the asset, there will be varying degrees of profitability here. Some currencies are designed to be mineable by almost anyone, while others again demand pretty high-end power to stay competitive. If doing it all by yourself is too much, then there's always the option to join a mining pool. The difference here is that solo mining is going to be inherently more difficult, but you will get to keep all of the rewards if you're able to validate blocks. Pools, on the other hand, basically combine every involved user's hash rate to solve the cryptographic functions. They then distribute the rewards proportionally to how much each entity helped. In this way, less powerful systems can still contribute and earn crypto along the way, and this is realistically how most users approach mining. Even those with ASIC miners often end up working with a pool, as it is simply a more stable and predictable way to generate a return. We should also touch on cloud mining for those who haven't seen our other video on it. Cloud mining is basically renting the power from large cloud computing facilities and using that to mine crypto. There are many services available that offer this. Just be aware that because of the subscription costs, it's often difficult to be truly profitable going this route, at least without doing some homework first. Okay, so whether you've chosen solo mining, pooled mining, or cloud mining, now we need to talk about which coin you're going after. As usual, there's frankly way too many for us to cover them all here, but let's touch on some of the popular ones. We'll start with some of the larger coins that will be more attractive to those who can afford ASICs, then work our way towards more accessible options that center on CPU and GPU mining. For starters, there's of course Bitcoin. The original, the most popular, and also the most mined. You can absolutely get into Bitcoin mining still today, but because of its fundamental success, know that there's a lot more competition than with some of the other coins. Mining Bitcoin is largely dominated by the most powerful ASIC machines, so unless you're prepared to build a notable rig, you probably won't see much in the way of returns. There are other coins like Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Bitcoin Cash that can generally be mined with the same hardware and are each a bit easier to approach. However, they're still among the most prominent coins out there, so you can expect a fair amount of difficulty on these as well. Overall, even if you don't go the ASIC route for these, you're more than likely going to want to join a pool here to maximize success. Another coin that is commonly mined with ASICs is Dash. Dash is popular for its privacy features and unique network structure, and there's a robust community surrounding the project. However, there are relatively few ASICs truly designed for efficient dash mining, so be sure to do some extra research if you want to mine this one. As mentioned, a lot of people won't go for ASIC-dominated networks, so let's talk about a few of the coins better suited for lower-end mining. One of these is Vertcoin. Vertcoin has been around for years, and part of the popularity for mining this coin comes from the focus on its ability to be mined with just about any regular computer. Furthermore, the developers have created a simple one-click miner that anyone can install and begin mining with a minimum of setup. This could make Vertcoin a perfect place to start for those who don't want to get too technical. Another great coin to mine with just a GPU or CPU is Monero. Monero is by design ASIC resistant, making it more accessible to regular users, and its own privacy features keep it one of the better performing coins out there. Know that there's also Aeon, a fork of Monero that is actually even easier to mine, both inherently and the fact that it simply isn't as popular. Another solid ASIC-resistant coin is Ravencoin. Ravencoin is a fork of Bitcoin that also adds support for unique token creation. It can only be mined with GPUs, but be aware this coin does already have a pretty healthy network, meaning you'll probably need a decent GPU rig in order to really compete. Another couple of coins that are relatively simple to mine yourself are both Grin and Beam. Both use the Mimblewimble protocol to maximize privacy, and both put a priority on being mineable from a modest GPU. True, they don't have the biggest market caps, but they could be a solid place to start. You may have noticed sort of a glaring omission from our list so far, namely Ethereum. Ethereum certainly can still be mined, but with the upcoming switch to Ethereum 2.0, it will be changing to a proof-of-stake system, and mining in the true sense will completely cease. Of course, the switch hasn't happened yet, so you can still mine Ethereum, just know it won't be for much longer. However, there is the alternative of Ethereum Classic, which is of course the same basic structure as Ethereum's network, and this one intends to stay proof of work for the foreseeable future. Do be aware, however, that Ethereum Classic has, in the past, suffered a 51% attack due to the smaller network size, and this is in fact always a risk with smaller proof of work coins. Okay, we've explained what mining is, some options for approaching it, and covered some of the assets you could potentially earn. However, we haven't really answered the question, should you be mining in 2021? Well, you probably already figured this out, but the answer depends heavily on your current situation, resources, and goals. If you're pretty well versed with computers and networking, and have at least a little money to put up, then some of the previously mentioned higher-end options are absolutely still accessible to you. Users who either don't have much money or an already powerful computer could still explore some of the options designed for lower-end machines, but this may still prove too cumbersome and unprofitable for many. Realistically, if you're newer to crypto and have only limited funds to invest, simply purchasing the coin of your choosing may be the best way to go. Just as an example, putting $50 into, say, Litecoin means you now have that Litecoin. Alternatively, it'll take a lot more time to mine the same amount of Litecoin unless, again, you already have a very powerful rig. Ultimately, everyone will need to decide for themselves if mining or investing is the way they want to go. We'll put some links in the description to help you learn more if getting into mining does sound right to you. In the meantime, if you do just want to buy that first cryptocurrency, why not consider getting it on the Stormgain cryptocurrency exchange? Stormgain is not only one of the hottest up-and-coming exchanges out there, it also offers several valuable perks, such as a loyalty program, bonuses for referrals, annual interest on crypto deposits, and using the official app, you can even begin cloud mining cryptocurrency for free today. If you're looking to purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins, or an array of other cryptocurrencies, then just know that Stormgain offers a little bit more than other exchanges, so be sure to check them out. Well, once again, we've come to the end. In many ways, it feels like we barely scratched the surface, but you should have some ideas now about how to proceed in the world of mining if you so choose. Despite so many choices of assets, generally the procedure always comes back to having the right hardware and installing the native client. It's just that there tends to be many specific details you must understand along the way to be successful. If mining doesn't sound like it's going to be right for you, then maybe staking is more your pace. For that, be sure to keep coming back to this channel, as we have and will continue to make informative guides about how to stake a variety of unique assets for passive returns. Due to the much lower upfront costs, staking is often seen as far more accessible for beginners, so be sure to look into it. Furthermore, as we all know, there's changes happening all the time in the world of cryptocurrency, and you're going to want to keep up. So why not check us out at BeInCrypto.com, where you'll find daily updates, analysis, and more. Also, don't forget about our other content right here on YouTube, such as interviews, educational videos, and our bi-weekly news show. And lastly, if trading is your thing, then come join our trading community on Telegram, where you'll get access to the latest technical analysis from our top traders. As always, thanks to everybody who's watching, and we'll see you all right here again real soon.